Good morning, students. In previous video we covered mass defects, binding energy, average binding energy, and binding energy curve is there. And binding energy curve explains the stability of nucleus is there. Some elements are more stable, some elements are less stable, some elements are moderate stable. Sir. After completion of binding energy curve, we covered a nuclear force and properties of nuclear forces are there. So that is also important concept, properties of nuclear forces are there. In present video we want to continue important concepts means radioactivity. So radioactivity is important concepts. Or what is meant by radioactivity? Radioactivity means the phenomenon of emission of radiations spontaneously. It is the phenomenon of emission of radiations spontaneously. Such kind of phenomenon is called as a radioactivity. So radioactivity is always a spontaneous process. It's a natural process. That means radioactivity never depends on external factors, temperature, pressure, and forces. So radioactivity never depends on external factors, temperature, pressure, and force. So that's why radioactivity is always a spontaneous process. But every element exhibits radioactivity means does not exist, does not exhibit. Only heavy elements. If the atomic number greater than 82, only those elements exhibits radioactivity. But atomic number greater than 82 means what are the examples? Uranium exhibits radioactivity phenomena, uranium. Next, thorium, radiothorium, and radioplutonium. These are few examples of radioactive elements. So that is about radioactivity. So radioactivity is a spontaneous process. Spontaneously always emits radiations continuously for getting stability. So such kind of phenomenon is called as radioactivity. But who discovered radioactivity means Henry Becquerel. So Henry Becquerel, scientist, discovered the phenomenon of radioactivity. But what are the properties of radiations emitted by the radioactive substance means? For example, you can consider one example. For example, it is one lead black. Lead. A front side some open end is there. Inside this lead black, one radioactive substance is there. So it is one radioactive substance placed inside one lead black is there. But radioactive substance always emits radiations spontaneously. It never depends on external factors like temperature, pressure, force. So radiations emitted by the radioactive substance passing through electric field. So outside we are arranging some electric field between two plates. We can produce some electric field. Two plates means one plate having negative polarity, second plate having positive polarity. So outside we are arranging some electric fields. Now radiations emitted by the radioactive substance are enters into electric fields. Some radiations are deflecting towards negative polarity. Some radiations are deflecting towards positive polarity. Some radiations are undeflected, moving along straight line path. So based on this example, radiations emitted by the radioactive substance are classified into three types. Few radiations are deflecting towards negative polarity, few radiations are deflecting towards positive polarity, and few radiations are undeflected. Undeflected means moving along straight line path. So based on these properties, the radiations deflecting towards negative polarity, those radiations are called as alpha particles. Alpha particles means helium. Alpha particles having positive charge, and positively charged radiations always deflecting towards negative polarities. And observe, alpha particle having more mass. More mass means the deflection angle is very less. So the radiations which are deflecting towards negative polarity means alpha is there. Next, radiations which are deflecting towards positive polarities means beta particles are there. When a beta particles means electrons. Electrons having negative charge. Negatively charged particles always deflecting towards positive polarity. And some radiations are undeflected. Undeflected means moving along straight line path. Those radiations are named as gamma rays. Totally, the radiations emitted by the radioactive substance are classified into three types. The first kind of radiations means alpha. Alpha means helium-2,4. Second kind of radiations means beta. Beta means electron, E-10. Some radiations are nothing but gamma rays. Gamma rays means a negligible mass, but more energetic particles are. And gamma rays are neutral particles. Charged particles can deflect, but uncharged particles never undeflect. So that is about classification of radiations emitted by the radioactive substance. Totally, you can conclude all the radiations are classified into how many types? Three types of them: alpha, beta, and gamma particles. Next, classification of classifications of radiations emitted by the radioactive substances. First one is nothing but alpha decay. If the radioactive substance emits alpha ray, if the radioactive substance decays alpha, that is called as alpha decay is there. If any radioactive substance emits alpha decay, what will be happens? After emission of alpha decay, atomic number decreases by 2 and mass number decreases by 4. So for every emission of alpha particle or for every emission of alpha decay, atomic number decreases by 2 and mass number decreases by 4 is there. So for understanding purpose, XZA is one radioactive substance. XZA is one radioactive substance. Before emission of alpha, its atomic number is Z and mass number is A. Now this radioactive substance emits alpha. Alpha means helium-2,4. After emission of alpha, atomic number decreases by 2. Atomic number changes means nature of element is changes. Nature of element is changes means X becomes Y is there. So after emission of alpha decay, atomic number decreases by 2 and mass number decreases by 4. So that is about the equation of alpha decay. So for this purpose, consider an example: uranium 92-238 is a radioactive substance. Heavy elements always examples of radioactive substances. This uranium 92-238 emits alpha decay. Alpha means helium-2,4. After emission of alpha decay, atomic number decreases by 2. Atomic number decreases by 2 means 92 minus 2 means 90. 90 means thorium. Atomic number decreases by 2. And mass number decreases by 4. 238 minus 4 means 234. So that is about the first kind of classification of radiations emitted by the radioactive substance means alpha decay. So for every emission of alpha decay, atomic number decreases by 2 and mass number decreases by 4. Next, second kind of radiation emitted by the radioactive substance means beta decay. Here beta means two types of decays. The first kind of beta decay means beta minus decay is there. Beta minus decay means electron. If the radioactive substance emits beta decay, if the radioactive substance emits electron, after emission of beta decay, beta minus what will be happens? So after emission of beta decay, beta minus decay, atomic number increases by 1 and mass number remains same, does not change. So for every emission of beta minus decay, atomic number increases by 1 and mass number remains the same. So that is about beta minus decay. For example, XZA is one radioactive substance. It emits beta minus means electron E minus 1 0. After emission of beta minus, atomic number increases by 1. Atomic number changes means compulsory. Nature of element is changes. X becomes Y is there. So after emission of beta decay, atomic number increases by 1 and mass number remains the same. But important, for every emission of beta minus, the corresponding particle is nothing but anti-neutrino. The symbol of neutrino means nu. The symbol of anti-neutrino means nu bar. For every emission of beta minus, the corresponding liquid particle should be anti-neutrino. So that is about equation of beta minus decay. To explain beta minus decay, you can consider an example. For example, neutron. We know neutron, inside the nucleus, neutron is always stable. Outside the nucleus, the neutron is always unstable. Unstable means it always decays. But neutron decays into proton and electron. Check the equation. Your total atomic number is 0. Plus 1 minus 1 becomes 0. And total mass number is 1. 1 plus 0 where 1 is. Just explain, for every emission of beta minus decay, the corresponding radiation particle is nothing but anti-neutrino, nu bar. So such kind of decay is called as beta minus decay. Second kind of decay means beta minus decay. So conclusion, for every emission of beta minus decay, atomic number increases by 1, mass number remains the same. So that is about beta minus decay. Next, third kind of decay means beta plus decay. Beta plus means beta minus means electron. Beta plus means positron. If a radioactive substance emits positron, after emission of positron, what happens? Atomic number. And what happens? Mass number is there. So for every emission of beta plus decay, positron, atomic number decreases by 1. For every emission of positron, atomic number decreases by 1 and mass number remains the same. So it is a condition in case of beta plus decay. Atomic number decreases by 1, mass number remains the same. The equation of beta plus decay. For example, XZA is one radioactive substance. It emits beta plus, nothing but positron. After emission of positron, atomic number decreases by 1. Atomic number changes means nature of element is changes. That means X becomes Y. Atomic number decreases by 1. And mass number remains the same. But for every emission of positron or beta plus decay, the corresponding liquid particle is nothing but neutrino. The corresponding liquid or radiation particle is nothing but a neutrino. So that is about equation of beta plus decay. Next, the third kind of radiation is gamma decay. Gamma decay. Gamma particles means a negligible mass. High energetic radiation particles are nothing but gamma rays are there. And gamma rays are uncharged particles. They never deflect in electric field as well as magnetic fields are there. They continuously moving along same straight line path, whose mass is negligible. So that is about gamma decay is there. If the radioactive substance emits gamma decay, after emission of gamma decay, what will be happens? After emission of gamma decay, atomic number remains same and mass number is also remains same. But we know, when electron jumping from higher orbit to lower orbit, energy will be radiated in the form of gamma photons. So after emission of gamma decay, atomic number remains same and mass number remains the same. XJDA is one radioactive substance. It emits gamma particle. After emission of gamma, atomic number remains the same, means nature of element remains same, X only. Mass number is also remains the same. But important point, for every emission of alpha decay, one gamma particle is emitted. For every emission of beta decay, one gamma particle is emitted. So number of gamma particles, a number of gamma particles is the sum of number of alpha and number of beta. After completion of alpha decay, immediately emits gamma. After emission of beta minus or beta plus, again it emits gamma. So that is about classification of radiations emitted by the radioactive substance, alpha decay, beta decay and gamma decay. Next, based on alpha decay, beta decay and gamma decay, you have to calculate how many number of alpha particles emitted by the radioactive substance, number of beta particles and number of gamma particles emitted by the radioactive substance. Some formulas are there. For example, initially you can consider it is one initial element, initial radioactive element. Initial atomic number is Z1 and initial mass number is A1 is there. It emits so many number of alpha particles and beta and gamma particles are there. And finally it converted into YZ2 into A2. After emission of number of alpha particles, beta particles and gamma particles, finally it converts into YZ2 A2. But before converting into X into Y, this radioactive substance emits how many alpha particles, means one formula is there. So expression for a number of alpha particles emitted by the radioactive substance means we know. For every emission of alpha particle, atomic number decreases by 2 and mass number decreases by 4 is there. It emits 2 alpha particles means mass number decreases by 8 is there. So number of alpha particles depends on a difference between mass numbers are there. Difference between mass number means A1 minus A2 by 4. So based on this we can calculate number of alpha particles emitted by one radioactive substance. Next, what is the formula for number of beta particles emitted by the radioactive substance before converting X into Y? What is the formula for number of beta particles, means formula 2 into a number of alpha particles minus a difference of atomic number. A difference of atomic number means Z1 minus Z2. So in this way we can calculate number of beta particles. 2 into number of alpha particles minus difference of atomic numbers. That is the formula for number of beta particles. Next, what about formula for number of gamma particles, means already explained. For every emission of alpha and beta, compulsory gamma particles is produced. So number of gamma particles is mainly depends on number of alpha and number of beta. If 4 alpha and 5 beta, the number of gamma means 4 plus 5 means 9. So that is about formulas for a calculation of number of alpha, beta and gamma. But based on this, you can consider one example. It is one CET question. If one radioactive substance, uranium-92 238, this uranium-92 238 converts into lead 82 to 206. So before converting of uranium into lead, it emits how many number of alpha particles, how many number of beta particles, and how many number of gamma particles are there. It is initial element, it is final element. But initial element having data, atomic number 92, mass number 238. It is initial data. Final data, final atomic number 82 and final mass number 206. By knowing initial and final atomic numbers and mass number, we can calculate the number of alpha particles. First one, find number of alpha particles. Number of alpha particles formula A1 minus A2 by 4. A1 means initial mass number 238. A2 means final mass number 206 by 4. 238 minus 206 means 32 by 4. 32 by 4 means 4 8s are 30. So this radioactive substance emits 8 alpha particles. Next, find the number of beta particles. A number of beta particles formula 2 into number of alpha particles minus difference of atomic number. 2 into number of alpha particles, 2 into 8 minus a difference of atomic number 92 minus 82 means 10 is there. 2 8s are 16 minus 10 means 6. So this radioactive substance emits 8 alpha particles and 6 beta particles are there. By knowing number of alpha and beta, we can calculate the number of gamma particles. We know number of gamma particles means is the sum of number of alpha and number of beta. Here number of alpha means 8, number of beta means 6. 8 plus 6 means 14. So that is about the calculation of number of alpha, beta and gamma is there. Next continuation, very very important, means radioactive decay law is there. We know a radioactive substance always emits radiations are there. Every time radioactive substance decays, number of atoms are there. A decaying of number of atoms by the radioactive substance is called as radioactive decay law is there. But what is the statement of radioactive decay law? Or radiations emitted by the radioactive substances depends on what factors, means that is called as a rate of disintegration. So according to rate of radioactive decay law, assume N naught be the initial number of atoms. One radioactive substance consisting of N naught be the initial number of atoms. After completion of T time, the final number of radioactive substance becomes N is there. So N naught be the initial number of atoms. N be the final number of atoms is there. But according to radioactive decay law, the rate of disintegration means dN by dt. The rate of disintegration of radioactive substance is always depends on the present number of atoms. At present time, if the radioactive substance more number of atoms, loses more number of atoms. So radioactive rate of disintegration is mainly depends on present number of atoms. Rate of disintegration never depends on initial number of atoms. So dN by dt proportional to N. Removing proportional dN by dt is equal to minus lambda into n. Here minus indicates decaying of atoms, losing of number of atoms. Or simplified dN by n is equal to n values are moving same side and remaining values are right side. Dn by n is equal to minus lambda into dt. But integrating this equation within the limits n naught to n is there. Initial number of atoms means n naught and final number of atoms means n is there. So this is equation integrating on both sides. So integral dn by n limits n naught to n is equal to minus lambda is constant. Integral dt starting time is 0, ending time is 2. In integrations we know integral of dx by x means log x. Integral of dn by n means log n base d. So integration is over, but limits, lower limit is n naught and final limit is n. Is equal to minus lambda into integral of dt means t. Limits are nothing but 0 to t. So integration part is over. Now apply the limits. How to apply the limits means we know. Log base e. First apply upper limit. Upper limit means n plus 1 n. Log n. Minus log. Apply lower limit. n naught base e. Is equal to right side minus lambda into upper limit means t minus lower limit means in logarithms we know one formula log a minus log b means log a by b. So log n minus n naught means log n by n naught is equal to minus lambda into b. Remove log on left side. If log is removed on left side, right side becomes basis. So n by n naught. If log value is removed on left side, this base comes right side. Is equal to e power minus lambda t. Or cross multiply. N is equal to n naught into e power minus lambda t. So that kind of law is called as radioactive decay law. Here n means present number of atoms. N naught means initial number of atoms. Lambda means proportionality constant. The proportionality constant is called as a decay constant. So final expression for radioactive law means decay law means n is equal to n naught into e power minus lambda t. So graph is drawn between a time versus number of atoms. At starting time, when t is equal to 0, number of atoms becomes n naught. Initial number of atoms means n naught. As the time is increased, the number of atoms is also decreased. So that is about a variation of number of atoms versus time. That graph is also very, very important. So that is about radioactive decay law. And expression for radioactive decay law is a statement rate of disintegration of a radioactive substance is always directly proportional to the present number of atoms inside the radioactive substances. So that is about statement, derivation and final formula. And final graph is also very, very important. So that is about radioactive decay law. In next video we will continue the remaining concepts of radioactivity.